Okay, let's turn to NBC's chief White House correspondent, Kristen Welker, who was up late co-anchoring election night coverage. Kristen, good morning. I mean, Democrats are waking up. This is a gut punch in Virginia, but also a potential surprise in New Jersey in terms of how close it is, no matter how it turns out. What do you think this means now for this agenda that's been stalled in Congress with Democrats fighting amongst each other?
The implications are massive, Savannah. Look, while traditionally the party in power does struggle to energize its base in off-year elections, there is no doubt that alarm bells are going off within the Democratic Party. There's more pressure than ever to get something done. So you can expect the president to use the Virginia loss as a way to galvanize Democrats, the progressives and the moderates who've been fighting to try to act on his agenda. But look, for voters in Virginia and New Jersey, there is a clear sense of frustration that nothing was getting done in Washington. I was out on the campaign trail. I spoke to voters who said as much. Instead, they said there seems to be disarray, there's inaction. And remember, Savannah, the number one issue for voters in this race, if you looked at the exit polls, was the economy, those rising prices. And right now, Democrats seem unable to produce results, and that is clearly hurting them.
The economy, no question, but also education. We just saw how that was a key issue in the Virginia's governor's race, and it did not go well for the Democrats.
It didn't. And taking it a step further, Savannah, it just seems like the Democrats lost the culture wars in this election cycle, right? Virginia's new governor-elect Glenn Youngkin seized on a range of issues that seem to motivate parents, particularly in those all-important suburbs, which Mr. Trump lost. Issues from the controversy over mask mandates, what kids are taught in school, like critical race theory. Democrats, Terry McAuliffe in particular, tried to downplay those issues, to some extent ignore them altogether, to say that they weren't relevant. And the lesson is they may need to find a way to talk about them ahead of the midterms.
The Virginia race polls showed was going to be tight as a tick. In New Jersey, people did not think it would be too close to call the next morning. What is the takeaway from that?
No, you're absolutely right. This is perhaps one of the biggest shockers of the night. This is a state that Mr. Biden won by a whopping 16 points, Savannah. So the expectation was there would be an early call, but incumbent Governor Phil Murphy is viewed as part of the Democratic establishment, and clearly voters are rejecting that right now. Now, it's worth noting that Jack Ciattarelli kept President Trump at an arm's length, just as Youngkin did in Virginia. So you might see Republicans use that as we approach the midterms as a playbook. But the bottom line, Democrats are doing a lot of soul searching about all of this morning, Savannah.
There are lessons for Republicans and Democrats in those races, Kristen, as you point out. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.